Have you ever taken a painkiller and felt relief in just minutes? No surgery, no magic, just a tiny pill. But here's the strange part. That pill doesn't actually heal anything. So how does it turn pain down? Sometimes completely off. What happens after you swallow it? Where does it go? And why do some painkillers calm pain, while others can shut down your breathing? Today on Willie's Anatomy, we're going inside the human body to see how painkillers really work, step by step. Before we talk about painkillers, we need to talk about pain itself. Pain isn't the injury. Pain is a signal. When you touch something hot or twist an ankle, special nerve endings called nociceptors fire off electrical messages. Those messages travel through your spinal cord and up into your brain, and your brain makes a decision. This is dangerous. This hurts. So pain is not in your hand. It's not in your knee. It's created in your brain. Painkillers don't fix the injury. They interrupt the message. And different painkillers do that in very different ways. Let's start with one of the most common painkillers in America, acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol. This one is interesting because it doesn't really work in your muscles or at the injury site. Instead, it works mostly inside your brain. Your brain uses chemicals called prostaglandins to amplify pain signals. Acetaminophen lowers those chemicals, essentially turning down the brain's pain volume knob. That's why Tylenol is great for headaches, fever, mild pain. But notice something important. It doesn't reduce inflammation. So if your ankle is swollen, Tylenol won't do much for that swelling. And one serious warning, too much acetaminophen can damage your liver. Silently. That's why dosing matters. Now let's talk about NSAIDs. That stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. This includes ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, aspirin, naproxen, Aleve. These painkillers work earlier in the pain process. When your body is injured, it releases enzymes called COX enzymes. Those enzymes create prostaglandins that cause pain, swelling. Heat NSAIDs block those COX enzymes. So instead of turning down pain in the brain, they stop pain from being amplified at the injury site. That's why NSAIDs are great for muscle pain, joint pain, dental pain, inflammation, but they come with trade-offs. Long-term use can irritate the stomach lining, cause ulcers, and increase bleeding risk. Again, power comes with responsibility. Now we move to the heavy hitters, opioids. This includes morphine, oxycodone, hydrocodone, fentanyl opioids. Don't just block pain, they change how your brain feels about pain. Inside your brain and spinal cord are opioid receptors. When opioids attach to them, they do three things. They block pain signals, they create a feeling of relief or euphoria, they slow down breathing. That last one is the dangerous part. Too much opioid activity can slow breathing so much that oxygen levels drop, and the brain shuts down. This is why opioid overdoses are deadly. And because the brain adapts, it starts needing higher doses for the same effect. That's how dependence begins. Opioids can be life-saving in surgery or severe trauma, but extremely risky outside medical supervision. Ever notice how pain relief can feel almost instant? That's because painkillers don't need to repair tissue. They just need to reach your bloodstream, your nervous system, or your brain. Once there, they interrupt chemical or electrical signals. The injury is still there. The damage still exists. Your brain just isn't screaming about it anymore. This is why painkillers can mask serious injuries, and why ignoring pain completely can sometimes make things worse. Here's something most people don't know. Your body makes its own painkillers. They're called endorphins. During exercise, stress, or adrenaline rushes, endorphins attach to the same receptors as opioids. That's why athletes sometimes don't feel injuries right away. Painkillers are basically man-made shortcuts to a system your body already has. So the next time you take a painkiller, remember, it's not fixing the damage. It's negotiating with your nervous system. Pain is a message. Painkillers are the volume control. And like all powerful tools, they work best when you understand how they work. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to Willie's Anatomy for more real, human explanations of what's happening inside your body. Because your body isn't simple, and it's definitely not boring.